Hi, and welcome to our Wellness Action Planning workshop recording. A Wellness Action Plan is a practical and preventative tool to help all students, regardless of whether you have previously experienced poor mental health or if you consider yourself mentally healthy. We all have mental health, and it's important that we prioritise it. The workbook can help you identify what keeps you mentally healthy, what may cause you to become unwell, and what steps you can take if you ever experience poor mental health. This workshop has been designed to work alongside a version of the Wellness Action Plan, which we have adapted specifically for UEA students. You can find the link in the description below. Alternatively, you can watch the video and take part in the activities and then complete your plan after the workshop. Consider what will be most helpful to you. By the end of this session, you should be able to summarise what a Wellness Action Plan is, why to use it and its benefits. You will begin to develop your own plan, which will increase your self-awareness and self-help skills, and you'll be able to describe the support available at UEA and how to access it. Wellness action planning can help you to identify what's helped you cope in the past, prepare and plan for future challenges, better communicate to others how you feel, and know where to go for support. It's normal to struggle at times, but by using this resource, you are taking a proactive and preventative approach in helping yourself. It can help you to manage your well-being so you can cope better with the stresses of university life, but also perform better in your studies. It can also help you to recognise and understand your stresses and triggers. We're all different and respond to life differently, so it's important to develop an understanding about what this looks like for you, as you can then plan around what will best support you during difficult times. The plan is about building on existing skills and strengths. We often focus on the areas where we lack when looking at how to support ourselves. So instead, we start from where you are and what you're already doing and then build on that. This can help to increase your confidence in facing future challenges as you are drawing out how you've coped in the past and using that to inform what will help you in the future. This can also give you skills that you can take forward after your studies, as wellness action plans are increasingly being used in the workplace. We adapted the UEA student version from Mind's plan for the workplace, which is also linked in the description. Using the plan can help you to build self-awareness in 3 key areas, which are staying well, early warning signs, and taking action, which is what we'll be focusing on in this workshop. If you haven't already, now would be a good time to open your wellness action plan or to get a pen and paper for the upcoming reflective activities. When we say staying well, what we mean is self-care. Self-care is the deliberate practice of taking action to improve or maintain our own physical and mental health. There's not really a right or wrong way to do it. As long as the action and intention is healthy, then it's self-care. But it's important to embed it into our lives with day-to-day actions rather than treating it as a luxury, only doing it when we feel like it or have the time. It's about considering what keeps you well and making time for those things. A good starting point is focusing on the foundations of self-care, which are sleeping well, eating well, and staying active. And then from there, building a toolkit of what else helps you. Building awareness of what keeps you well can help you to prioritise your well-being and to better recognise when you might be starting to struggle. But it's important to also be flexible with your self-care. You are not going to get it right all of the time. And if you're too rigid with your self-care, then it can sometimes make you feel worse. A good question to take some time to reflect on is, what helps you to stay mentally healthy? I would recommend pausing the video to consider this, as well as then trying to choose one of the strategies you've identified that you'll continue to do no matter how busy or stressed you get. Take time to pause and reflect now. Importantly, there are lots of different ways to stay well, and that's okay. As I spoke about, it's really about reflecting on and identifying what works for you. The second part of the question is about identifying a non-negotiable, something you'll continue to do no matter what. This is because we are often able to draw out what works for us and make time for those things when we're feeling well, but they're often the first thing to go when we're feeling stressed or might be starting to struggle. However, these are the times that we need it the most. By identifying just one thing, it helps us to make self-care feel less overwhelming on the days when we can't do it all, and it can help to hold us accountable. There are more questions in this section in the Wellness Action Plan, but for now, we're going to move on to the second area, which is early warning signs. Increasing self-awareness about what keeps you well can help you to notice when these things start to slip. which can be a kind of warning sign in itself. It can also help to become more familiar with your other early warning signs. These are changes to how you think, feel, act, and relate to others, which can indicate when you're starting to struggle. It can help you to better understand what your normal is, as this is different for everyone, and when that starts to change. Recognizing this can enable you to address the problem earlier. Although early warning signs will look different person to person, I'll briefly go through some common signs. These aren't a checklist, rather they are prompts for self-reflection and a starting point for you to consider what your early warning signs might be. You might notice some changes in your thought patterns, which can include muddled thoughts or difficulty in concentrating or remembering things. You might experience mood swings or feel irritable. You might be more emotional than usual or feel worried. You may notice changes in your behaviour, including changes to your eating, sleeping, and activity levels. You might lose interest in the things you normally enjoy. You might start to take less care over your hygiene and appearance, or increase risk-taking behaviours. You may also experience some changes in the relationships with the people around you, which can include withdrawing from others or having increasingly strained relationships. As I spoke about, these won't all relate to you, but offer examples of the kind of early warning signs you might experience. Take a moment now to pause the video and reflect on the following question. What are your early warning signs that you might be starting to struggle? Consider the examples given and also anything else that comes up for you. It can be useful to write these down and remember these, as it can help you in the future to notice when you might be starting to face difficulties sooner. Once you've recognised that you're struggling, it's then about considering the actions to take to help yourself. This is often a combination of different strategies, but it's important to try and not do too much at once. Often when we're struggling, we want to feel better as quickly as possible, which is understandable, but it can mean that we throw lots of solutions at the problem, which can actually increase our feelings of overwhelm. And knowing what to do can seem obvious when you're feeling calm, which is why it helps to prepare so you can better apply the strategies when you need them. As with everything to do with the Wellness Action Plan, the strategies that work for you will look different person to person. So the suggestions I'll talk through are not exhaustive, but rather guidance about what can generally be helpful, and then from there it's about identifying what will work best for you. I'll now talk through 4 strategies before getting you to reflect which of these you may already have used or may want to use in the future. Self-awareness is about recognizing that you're struggling and acknowledging non-judgmentally how you feel. We're often good at powering through or keeping on going for a while, but when we're struggling, this can be exhausting. So taking a moment to stop and just say to yourself, I'm not feeling great and that's okay, can be the first step to helping yourself, as you're then in a better position to reflect on the actions that will best support you in this moment. Self-care is something we've already talked through, but is especially important during challenging times. And focusing on the foundations of self-care, eating well, sleeping well, and staying active, can really help to hold you steady in these moments, helping to give you clear and manageable goals to focus on. Self-compassion is also incredibly important in challenging times. When we face difficulties, it's often the point where our inner critic pops up and we can be really hard on ourselves and make ourselves feel even worse. If we can try instead to be kind and try and speak to ourselves like we would a good friend, then we can lower our stress response and put ourselves in a better mind state to help ourselves. And utilising support, be that from our peers, from online resources, or more formal mental health support, can be crucial in times of need. Identifying the people, resources, and places you can access support from ahead of needing it can make it much easier to then access in moments when you do. In a moment, I'd like you to pause the video again and consider what steps you can take if you ever start to experience poor mental health. Some examples under the heading of the strategies I mentioned are: for self-awareness, you may like to try taking a moment to acknowledge how you're truly feeling, tracking your mood or journaling. For self-care, it could be focusing on the foundations and creating a healthy sleep routine, meal prepping to ensure you eat well on the days where you might find it more difficult to cook and plan meals, and getting outside every day for fresh air and exercise. For self-compassion, you may want to try compassionate self-talk, such as I'm doing the best I can, or this hurts, be kind, or journaling things that have gone well for you each day. For support, this might be speaking to friends or family, reaching out for support from student services, or revisiting your wellness action plan to draw out the things that you know help you. There are many more examples under each of these headings and other techniques you may already use too. What I'd like you to do now is think of 3 specific actions you can take if you ever start to experience poor mental health. Consider the strategies and examples mentioned and any others you'd like to use. Or you could consider what's helped you in the past and use this to inform what might be helpful to you in the future. Pause the video now and take a few minutes to reflect on this. Hopefully you've now been able to do this and were able to draw out some strategies and techniques. But it may be that you need a bit of extra support in doing this, or you may not be aware of the different types of support that are available to you at UEA. So for the last part of this workshop, I'm going to talk through some different support options. The reality is sometimes we all need more support than what we can give to ourselves. Utilising support can help you to prioritise your mental health and process difficult experiences. Often we hear people saying it's not that bad or someone else has it worse. So it's important to acknowledge that your problems are just as important as anyone else's. There's a wide range of support available to all our students at UEA throughout their time here. I won't go into loads of detail, but I'll briefly highlight support available from the service. There are 3 main teams within the service: wellbeing, learning enhancement, and student life. The wellbeing team is made up of faculty embedded support provided by the Student Services Advisors, wellbeing support from our team of advisors who specialise in mental health or disabilities. We also provide free therapy. The therapies team offer 1-at-a-time session therapy as well as therapeutic groups and workshops. We also deliver a wide range of other workshops and events across the year. The Learning Enhancement team offer a wide range of support to help with your studies, including support around academic writing and studying, tutorials for students with specific learning differences, and drop-in sessions and workshops throughout the year. And finally, the Student Life team are here to support you with just about any other issues that you might encounter during your time at university that aren't directly related to your wellbeing or your studies. There are 2 simple ways to get in touch with Student Services. Firstly, by filling in the online referral form, which you can find on the My UEA portal. Our online referral will guide you through several questions to help us get you to the right place as quickly as possible. You can access support from the entire service when filling in a referral. Our Student Services Advisors will put you in contact with the most relevant person in the team, so you don't have to worry about knowing what type of support or which team you need help from. Alternatively, you can contact Student Services by emailing the embedded team directly at embedded.fmh@hum.sci.ssf, depending on your faculty, or embedded.pgr for postgraduate students. While Student Services operates 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, our wellbeing doesn't always fit neatly within these times. Here are some additional self-help and support options you should be aware of that you can access for free at any time. The Student Services Hub is a platform that all students can access via organisations on Blackboard. It includes self-help and signposting resources for mental health and wellbeing, as well as diagnosed conditions and urgent support information. Togetherall is a digital mental health service offering UEA students free 24/7 support with trained clinicians online at all times. It includes a range of resources, including anonymous peer support and self-guided courses. You can find out more information about Togetherall on the My UEA portal. There are also numbers you can call to access more immediate support at any time. I'd recommend pausing the video and making a note of these numbers in your phone, as you never know when you may need these for yourself or someone else. If you need fast medical advice, call 111 and press option 2 for urgent mental health support. If you're ever concerned about your own or someone else's safety, call 999 in an emergency. You can also call security if you're on campus on 01603 592 222 or via the Safe Zone app. And Samaritans is a national listening service providing emotional support to anyone in distress. You can call for free 24/7 on 116 123. This session is a starting point, and now it's about taking time to complete your wellness action plan and consider how to make it work for you. We would recommend you take time to fill this in either by yourself or with someone you trust, and then it's best filled out when you're feeling calm rather than when you're having difficulties. Because this is your plan and is only as helpful as you make it, it's important to try and be honest about your strengths and weaknesses. And our well-being is never fixed, so revisit the plan, update it, and amend as and when you can and need to. And most importantly, if you'd like additional support in filling this out or for your well-being in general, then please reach out to Student Services via the link in the description. Hopefully this workshop has been helpful and you're leaving it with an understanding of what a wellness action plan is, why to use it, and its benefits. You've started to work on your plan and can now continue with this, and you should now also be aware of the support available at UEA. Thank you for taking the time to work through this workshop recording.